Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dad. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about their movies, shows, merchandising, theme parks, I don't know, whatever the case may be. So I just figured, I guess you can say I can talk about another documentary, because why not? I reviewed a bunch of documentaries anyway, so here we go, I guess. So for today's documentary, I'll be reviewing this one. So yeah, it goes into some personal history, with, I guess, with some individuals in regards of the assassination of this individual. Of course, some have several vibes from people from Africa and whatnot. So it's mostly from his perspective, I guess you can say. And yeah, the whole idea here is that yeah, there were two innocent men that spent 20 years in prison for for this murder, which they didn't commit really. So okay, they finally out. Took a while, but that's basically talking about, I guess, a brief history of this. This documentary is fairly short, I guess you can say. So it's not going to get into a nook and cranny, I guess. But still, bottom line is that yeah, of course, that in itself is pretty troubling. Of course, somebody didn't do it all and whatnot. All they were trying to do is of course get civil rights for everyone, specifically African Americans, who, of course, had to face quite a bit of racism back in the day. And yes, unfortunately, that's still a thing to this very day. Sad to say. But that's basically the idea here, where this individual speaks about his past events, I guess you can say, his history of what led to his arrest and finally getting out, and all that. So yeah, the thing with this individual is pretty much talking about him, pretty much and whatnot. I just have to, I guess he's trying to remain humble anyway, despite what had occurred. A good chunk of his life is gone, but you can see what he was trying to do, and people around him were inspired to do the right thing and make sure that people are treated equally. Of course, that's obviously easier said than done because people are morons, of course. That doesn't make any sense just to discriminate against somebody just because they're different and whatnot. Yeah, you think people have learned, but I guess not. So, of course, it's pretty traumatic, and the trials and errors of the human experience can be pretty damn intense. And this, of course, is meant to display that, obviously, and just trying to show that you can go through a lot of struggle to do what's considered to be right. So, freedom is a difficult thing to achieve, of course, and that's like the main theme of this. When you think about it, is that's pretty much what's going on here. Trying to achieve the rights for African Americans because the thing is that they're people too, regardless. They're gonna be here forever, and that's the thing. Whether people want to accept that or not, they are part of this country just like everyone else, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's basically what's going on here, folks. And like I said, it's very short. It's not going to go into every little thing, obviously, but for what it's worth, I guess you can say they did the much as they could with that limited amount of time, I guess. It's not too bad, very informative, give you a sense of what's going on, whatnot. So that definitely is a good thing there. Trying to give you a sense of what had occurred and some time period in America and United States. So there's that. That's yeah, like I said, that's basically the theme of here, folks, of what they're trying to express with this individual who did nothing wrong and ended up in jail anyway because people assumed he has something to do with the murder of this individual. So yeah, again, quite a bit of brief history when it comes to that kind of a thing, and trying to discuss what's right and wrong, this kind of stuff, of course. And yeah, the thing is that if I have to criticize this individual for anything, he went on to say that if you don't believe in God, you're stupid. Which in itself is stupid. That seems counterproductive as far as I'm concerned, because there's been many African uh, atheists whose work was just as important as his. I mean, I could easily do an entire video on this alone. There's been many African Americans who did great things in the United States of America. They did wonderful things. They did fantastic things as well. You mean to tell me what they didn't matter just because they don't believe in God? You don't have to believe in God to be a good person, which is something I've discussed before in many other videos. So I'm not going to go into it too much really because honestly, I feel like I'm repeating myself here. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to have uh, go to church and whatnot to be a good person. I know a lot of people be thinking that, oh, atheists, where do you get your moral compass from? And that's the thing. A lot of people just don't seem to understand that. Oh, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in nothing. But atheists do believe in something. They believe in doing the right thing too. They want to do the right thing. At least a level-headed individuals anyway. But nonetheless, this was definitely an interesting look to see what had occurred in this individual's life. Of course, it wasn't easy. Of course, it was difficult. Of course, there was going to be some sort of struggle. Of course, this is something that was a difficult task to do. Of course. Well, if there's anything that's worth it, of course it's not going to be easy. Of course, it's going to be a hard road to come. I guess that's the idea here, folks. When you think about it, there's so much you have to go through to stay in the path of life that you believe in. Obviously, I guess that's the you can say the idea here and whatnot. When you're trying to talk about what is justice, what is the right thing to do, having a moral code and whatnot. But yeah, I actually seen this on Disney Plus, by the way. If this showed up in any other program, I wouldn't know really. But I just thought I'd review this because, like I mentioned a moment ago, I came across this because of Disney Plus. So I am doing some Disney videos and whatnot. So this just seemed like a good opportunity to discuss this. Just let you know. Like I say, if this appeared anywhere else, I don't know. I just watched this because it's on Disney Plus. I think it was originally an ABC thing, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, that's the thing. The Disney Plus thing has various other things that originally came from somewhere else, but then they bought the rights for it or something, or they partnered up with some people and they just appeared in this Disney thing. So all right, but bottom line is that it can be very educational, which this is. It's very educational in a lot of ways, and I would recommend this for anyone that's interested in seeing this kind of thing to learn about history, of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I talk about history, so it fits, I guess. Anyway, I'll give this an overall rating of a 6.8 out of 10. It gets a 6.8 out of 10 from me. It's a decent little short, I guess you can say, but yeah, give it a shot, folks. Of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya.